Good morning. Here we are at Waimarino, formerly known as National Park, to complete the final part of our North Island journey from Port Waikato to Bluff. This ride is going to take us from here through to Wellington. Our destination for today is Ouni. Our first stop is the store-cum-service station where we get our stuff for lunch as well as have a good look around. It's really old-fashioned store with you name it, they've got it. We then carry on down the road past the railway station where we arrived yesterday and then start heading for Session Doors. We turn onto the main road here, but in the future, when phase 2 of the Tihanga Trail is finished, you should be able to ride all the way from Ouni to Waimarino off-road. We're turning into the last bike picnic area to have a coffee, but it's quite interesting here. This is where in 1908 the then Prime Minister Sir Joseph Ward drove the last bike in, completing the North Island main trunk line. We're now turning into Pokaka Road, where we will hook up with the completed section of the Tihanga Trail that'll take us all the way to Horapito and then onto the old coach road to Ouni. This is where we lost about an hour. As you could see, the drone hit the branch and took off into the bush. Luckily, we have Eagle-Eye Trudy, who found it, but it was miles away from the track. Apparently, this is a man-made waterfall created by the Deep Creek Diversion. We are now entering Horapito, where old cars come to die. This is the older of the two viaducts on the old coach road. This one has been made of iron and timber and was built in the 1920s. This is the Hapa Whenua Viaduct, built in the 1930s and is able to be ridden and walked by pedestrians and cyclists. This is what the cobbles look like in the original state. Last time we were here, the cobbles were there, but they were slightly filled in. I'm really pleased to see that the people in charge of the trail have gravelled over them. We met quite a few people last time who were turning back because they just found the cobbles too much. I thought I'd recorded our ride into town, but I couldn't find the footage anywhere. So this is where the video will have to end for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. After a very pleasant night at the Hobbit Motel with our bike safely locked up inside the owner's garage, our first job was to head into town for a coffee and then get some food for our lunch and get on our way. After we'd had our coffee and bought our lunches, we headed back towards the mountain to Dreadnought Road, where we got onto the Ouni to Taihape Heartland Trail. We were very fortunate that on State Highway 49 we had very little traffic, and it was only about 4 k's before we turned onto Waimarino Valley Road, where it was nice and quiet. You may be wondering why we're having morning coffee in 2 different places. It's because we both had different ideas of where the most sheltered spot was. If you look at the trees blowing around, you'll get an idea of how strong the wind was, but it was a tailwind, so it was great. We had a few kilometres on State Highway 1, but the shoulder was good and we headed straight for the brown sugar calf, our favourite calf in Taihape. After our lovely coffees and I had a beautiful piece of carrot cake, we headed back to the Aspen Court Motel where we were spending the night. As always, thanks heaps for watching and we will catch you in the morning. Good morning. After a pleasant night at the Aspen Court Motel, we're heading into town to the Brown Sugar Cafe to have our morning coffee and to stock up on our food supplies for the day. Today is the Queen stage of this leg. We've got 73 k's with nearly 1,300 metres of climbing to get to Hunterville. We retraced our tracks to Mataroa but carried straight on Rongawiti Road. Honui Road is my favourite part of this leg of the ride. It's a gentle gravel downhill with a few uphills. Trudy and I just commented on how lovely the gravel was, and then for the last 6.6 k's the grader had been. Oh dear, it wasn't much fun on my skinny tyres. Here we are arriving in Hunterville. Trudy and Nick had found a coffee shop that was open, so we pulled in there for a coffee first and then carried on to the station hotel where we've stayed before. Sue and I like to have room number 5, and there is a covered area for the bikes. The meals are amazing and the staff and owner are super friendly. That was a fantastic day on the bike. Thanks heaps for watching, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. As always, we had a lovely night in the station hotel. Today we're going to Feilding via Martin. It's a lot easier ride than going the other way, back up State Highway 1 and over Vinegar Hill. Our first port of call was the Challenge service station for a very reasonable coffee, and then we headed back out of town on the way we came in to turn off onto Old Worth Road, which we followed back to State Highway 1. We rode State Highway 1 for about 200 metres and then turned into Leedstown Road. They invited us to give them a hand with the docking, but we declined. Don't you just love the way the road's so quiet that they can take half of it for a pen? We had a lovely time in Martin. First thing we did was have a coffee, of course, and then we wandered around town admiring all the beautiful old buildings that have been kept so beautifully, and some of them, you know, like making nuns' habits and things, dating back to the 1860s, which for New Zealand is a long, long way back. After our walk, we went back to the same cafe bakery that we had our coffee at, had lunch, and then continued on our way to Feilding. That Feilding down the bottom of the hill there. We're having a rest day here tomorrow, so I won't be videoing anything tomorrow. So as always, thanks heaps for watching, and we'll see you the day after tomorrow.